This is the kit review for Paladins for Baldur's Gate. So Paladins are good aligned warriors who are encouraged to charge in and defeat evil while doing great deeds, protecting the poor, and serving the church. During this version of D&D, Paladins are seen as good guys. They're restricted to being lawful good, and they have the potential to fall. In combat, Paladins can specialize or put 2 points into weapons, so they aren't doing as much physical damage as fighters, but they can cast divine spells starting at level 9 and are encouraged to be wearing as much armor as possible. They're encouraged to cast those divine spells in order to buff themselves and to heal a little bit. Paladins are good, but we're going to check on these kits to see what else Paladins are capable of doing. We went ahead and looked at Blackguards earlier in an earlier video. Blackguards are essentially the evil version of Paladins. In the video, I described that Blackguards have abilities that focus more on offensive capabilities than defensive capabilities. These abilities are decent, they're not super powerful, but Blackguards don't really lose anything specifically from being a Blackguard as compared to being a Paladin. Blackguards are intended to be played as evil, but there's nothing to stop your Blackguard from being a complete goody two-shoes and getting 20 reputations and being the big damn hero of the land. They can also cast divine spells at level 9, so they can protect themselves as needed. Blackguards, I find, are a step up from Paladins, so if you don't mind going to the dark side, I would encourage you to give them a try. The first of the main kits of Paladin is the Cavalier. Cavaliers get bonuses to fighting demons and dragons. They can remove fear once a day per level. They're resistant to fire and acid. They're immune to charm, fear, poison, and morale failure. These bonuses are all on top of the already nice effects from being a Paladin, and they reinforce them as being the true frontline fighter that don't worry about those nasty effects from mages or anything like a hobgoblin elite or a siren. Cavaliers can't use missile weapons, so this encourages them to rush into the front line as soon as possible, so give them the boots of speed or cast haste on them as soon as possible. Cavaliers are a fantastic class, and they really play nicely to the purpose of the Paladin as being the tank that can defend themselves while supporting the front line in a pinch. The next is the Inquisitor. This is a bit complicated based on the mods that you might or might not be using. First is the big disadvantage for the Inquisitor is that they can't cast divine spells. This changes the way that you play because you're not going to be able to buff yourself as other Paladins are able to do. The other two disadvantages aren't earth-shattering, so there's no real worries there. The Inquisitor does get immunity to charm and hold. This is excellent for dealing with enemy clerics, mages, or others that can be really deadly. Inquisitors can also cast True Sight, which in the early game is awesome, but has a weird mechanic to it that kind of triggers every couple of seconds. So enemies in SCS are going to be able to find ways around around avoiding True Sight. Finally, the last point where your mileage may vary is their ability to cast Dispel Magic at twice the Inquisitor's level. Now in SCS, there's an option to bring this down to either just at the Inquisitor's level or at 1.5 their level. Some players feel that having this Dispel Magic as twice their level makes the game super easy. It's fine that you feel that way, however, I disagree. Whenever I've heard this opinion that this ability is too powerful, it's then immediately followed up with how weak the Inquisitor is compared to other Paladins. I think that bringing down the Dispel Magic ability even to 1.5 times the level defeats the purpose of this class. The way to play as an Inquisitor is to have them hold on to the back or holding off slightly and letting the other warriors rush in, and then casting Dispel Magic to debuff their enemies or take away the bad effects on their own party. the best way to make this actually happen is to guarantee that Dispel Magic is going to be successful. It can make them powerful, almost broken, but it's the one thing that they're good at, taking out enemy casters. This playstyle is going to lack versatility, but it doesn't make them weak. So play the way you want to play, but I'm going to be pretty happy to keep the Inquisitor's Dispel Magic right where it's supposed to be, at twice the amount of power. So I don't alter it in my SES. However, if you want to alter it in yours and bring it down a little bit, that's fine. But keep in mind that this is the main purpose of playing the Inquisitor, to take out enemy spellcasters and enemy spells. The last class that we're going to take a look at is the Undead Hunter. Now, compared to other Paladins, this is the simplest and most direct class, yet it's one of my favorites. The Undead Hunter focuses on controlling and fighting the undead, which is great because undead are super common throughout the entire game. They get bonuses in combat against the undead, and they're immune to hold and level drain, both of which are very dangerous. They can't use lay on hands, but they can cast divine spells just like standard paladins do. I do wish, just for flavor's sake, that undead hunters could be anything besides lawful good, to kind of reflect their dark work, of digging up the, going to graveyards and killing monsters and whatnot, or to give them a bonus towards turn undead. But the Undead Hunter is a fine class, and you really can't go wrong in playing it. So the kits for the Paladin are all improvements to the base Paladin, and you should definitely give them a shot. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out my other starter guides or my playthroughs. If you like what I do, please support the channel by subscribing, leaving a comment, or giving the video a like. For now, take care and good luck. We're all counting on you.